Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming. So 2018 is at an end and I thought I'll make a quick video discussing my favorite game of the year. So there are a few games that came out that really appealed to me. Overall I felt that 2018 was not a great year for gaming, especially the AAA gaming. And I might make a separate video discussing that because I feel that the AAA gaming industry is headed towards a crash, or it's already in a crash according to some people, and for the most part I agree with them. And I will also like to discuss how they can improve things and hopefully make better games in the future. But in this one I just wanted to talk about a few games that I liked. I won't go into a big list of games because surprisingly a lot of the games that I played this year were not released this year. Some mostly from 2016 and 2017. I was trying to catch up on some of them. The handful of games that came out this year that I played were mostly indies, apart from one or two exceptions. A few of the games that I really enjoyed playing, first of all, is the one in the background, Forza Horizon 4. Overall, game was fun, but I did not feel it was as great as Forza Horizon 2, for example, which I played a lot. The multiplayer felt a bit weak in this one. I did not enjoy it at all. But the single player is still a lot of fun, still a lot of events, a lot of things to do, a lot of cars. They introduced buying houses in this one, although it wasn't as satisfying as, say, Test Drive Unlimited, where you could actually have different houses and buy garages and stuff. Here it was just like a backdrop, which was fine, I guess. It's not too bad. But yeah, overall a decent single player game. Then I got into Warframe this year. I know it's not a new game, it came out in 2013, but I started playing Warframe for the first time this year and I really enjoyed it. Initially I did not get into it as much because it is a little difficult for newer people to get into. But when I first started playing, I put in about 30 hours or so, and then I set it aside for a while I was playing other games. But I came back later in the year and I truly got into it, and I put about 150 hours or so into it again. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. I loved the sacrifice quest with the Umbra Warframe. That was my favorite. There's also We Happy Few, and now this was an interesting game because I ended up liking this game a lot more than I thought. But the reviews were not kind to this game, and I know why this happened. Basically what happened was the studio, they gave away keys to influencers, reviewers, etc. a few days before the release of the game. And the mistake they did was they gave away a sort of early built copy of the game. On the launch day itself, they had a massive patch that fixed a lot of the problems, but most of the reviewers got the previous build, which had a lot of bugs. As soon as the embargo lifted, they covered and released their reviews. If they had waited a few days and then given the keys, people would have had the full release of the game and the game would have been much better to play. And that is what I experienced because I saw some of the big reviewers, Jim Sterling, ACG, these guys, they panned the game. But when I played it, it seemed fine. And that was the main difference because I played the release version with the big patch. Now, the patch itself was almost as big as the game. So they fixed almost everything in the game. So overall, I think it was a much better game than what people said it was. But unfortunately, I don't think it did too well. There were some good ideas. Maybe they dragged it out a bit. But they had different difficulty settings, and you could play on the easier setting if you just wanted the story and did not want the survival aspects of it. But overall, my favorite game of the year was Return of the Obra Dinn. So this is a detective mystery type game where you investigate the fate of a crew on a ship, on a merchant ship. There's some supernatural elements. You have this pocket watch that shows you the last moment of somebody, and then with that you piece together what happened. So a very interesting game. This was developed by Lucas Pope, the creator of Papers, Please, and I was looking forward to this game. I had been following the development blog of this game, and when it came out I requested a copy and he sent me one, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I did a stream of it, and I even made like a full walkthrough guide on the other channel, like a 4.5-hour video explaining the game and how I came to the conclusions. So out of the games that came out this year, Obra Dinn was my favorite. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hopefully 2019 is a bit better. We get some better games. I felt that the PlayStation and the Switch had a good year, especially with stuff like God of War and Spider-Man, and the Switch also had some great games. Of course, Red Dead Redemption was on both consoles. So yeah, I think overall they had a better time this year. And if next year, if we get a few decent games that start off well, if I don't know if Anthem turns out to be good, although I don't trust EA, if Anthem can be good, if Metro Exodus turns out to be good, and if we get Cyberpunk next year, who knows, things might be better next year. So yeah, overall, that was the year. Let me know what you played this year, what you liked the most, and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.